Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. How y'all doing? Well, I guess today is Thursday, March 14th. Um, I was just chatting with a friend of mine via voicemail, voice text, and I used to be able, on my older phone that I had before this phone, I used to be able to send long extended voice messages. Audio text, I think is what they're called. I used to be able to send, I think the longest one I ever sent was like 9 minutes. But my phone didn't have a lot of space in it, a lot of space, I guess. Uh, so sometimes it would cut me off if my phone didn't have enough space. Now that I have a phone that has plenty of space, I'm limited to 2 minutes. 2 minutes to send an audio text. Anyway, I guess the point is I was sending audio text to this friend of mine. And so I had to stop the video. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought for a second. I had to get back on track. So me and my friend were basically talking about our different life situations, her particular situation that she's in and that she's been in versus my situation and my life and how it's been. And how we always seem to want what we can't have, or we want something that somebody else has. Well, that conversation's kind of inspired me to make this video. And I think the only reason why I'm making this video is for myself, but if anybody else resonates with it as well. And as always, feel free to leave a comment down below if anything does resonate with you and what I say. But here's the situation, okay? So I was an only child. My parents were very financially well-to-do. I was raised to always seek out a man that was well-to-do, that had a decent job, that, made decent money. I was kind of raised that way, but at the same time, I was sort of raised to be independent to a certain extent, too. To at least be able to have a few skills underneath my belt in case I did get with a man that took care of me, but something happened. I would be able to have a way to provide for myself and the children. That's how my mom was raised. So that's kind of the way she tried to instill it into me. But I didn't necessarily set out looking for a man because of how much money he had or what job title he possessed. I wanted to be with somebody that was just comfortable with who they were and happy with who they were, and I didn't care about how much money they had or didn't have. Okay? My first husband, back in the 80s, he made $17 an hour. And when I met him, it was the end of 87. So might as well say from 88, 89, he was making $17 an hour. And he was an electronic technician. He worked for AT&T. And he basically tested all the computers that they made before they went out the door. He had to make sure that everything was properly put together. And he also put together computers himself. So that's what he did. But I was a teenager. I was a young teenager. Or not young teenager. I was just graduated high school. So I was a very young adult, so to speak. And I worked jobs. I'd been waitress and worked in some fast food and cashier type jobs. So it wasn't difficult for me to, get a job. And I didn't mind working and having money. And heck, I was even willing to, pay a portion of the bills. With my second husband, which was Kelsey's dad, we were sort of in limbo. We weren't really well financially to do, but we weren't dirt poor either. We both worked very hard. We both contributed to the relationship financially. And that's how that one went. With my third husband, Daryl, that was the one that I was connected with emotionally and spiritually the most. Financially, we had nada. We had nothing. I owned a lot of physical possessions, but I didn't own a home. I had a child, I had a daughter by Dawn. But I didn't have a lot, I had a car, but I didn't have a lot of materialistic possessions that were of any type of monetary value. Other than my car, probably. But added up together, it would, come to all my materialistic possessions would amount to something if added all up together. And with the amount of things I had, I could have put $1 price tag on everything, and then I would have had thousands of dollars because I had thousands of things. Life took all those materialistic possessions away from me when me and Daryl went homeless. And showed me a side of life that I'd never lived before. Now, here I am 6 years later. I haven't been homeless in 6 years. I have a vehicle, another nicer vehicle than what I was able to obtain in 2019, and had till 2022. But I'm having to work a job that barely pays me anything. And so it gets kind of frustrating, because I'm a very hard worker. And it just frustrates me that the amount that I work and put out isn't shown in the money that I bring in, And I only have a high school diploma. I did go to college for 2 years. I studied to be a medical assistant, and that was from 92 to January of 94. That was after I divorced my first husband, and I went back to school to try to get a degree in something that, where I could make a decent wage. That was medical assisting. In that 2-year time frame that I was going to school there, for 6 months, I got addicted to crank and had suffered some emotional issues in that time frame. So I took off from school for a semester to get my shit straight, basically, to get myself straight. And when I came back to school, that pushed me a semester behind in graduating. So I was supposed to originally graduated in January of 94. But it pushed my graduation to June of 94. And in January of 94, my roommate at the time and I were presented with an opportunity that we couldn't pass up. That was to move to Dallas, Texas. We were living in Oklahoma City at the time. Moved to Dallas, Texas. This friend of ours and my roommate's lover told us that he would move us into an apartment that we could pick out. So Chris and I did go down there one weekend and looked at apartments all weekend. One weekend was put up in a hotel and shown the town of Dallas. Basically, had a good weekend. Came home with material and went over the apartments that we had looked at, and we decided which one we wanted to go for. And our friend in Dallas went ahead and got that apartment for us. He paid for the first 3 months of rent for us, all the bills, so we could move down there and try to better ourselves, you know. So I thought for sure that, you know, Texas would have some sort of school that was similar to the schooling that I was going to. So I just went ahead and pulled myself out of school, knowing that I only had a couple other courses I needed to take before I would graduate, and do a small internship, whatever, and then I'd get my degree and I'd be a medical assistant. Well, that didn't turn out either, because Texas didn't have those types of schools where I could just transfer my credits and get what I needed. So I never completed that. So I never got a degree from it, even though I was educated in that subject matter for 2 years. I sort of regretted it for many years that I didn't do that I didn't push myself to possibly come back up here for 6 months to complete school. But little did I know what the future would hold for me, you know, years down the road. Many years down the road. And I believe to this day that's one reason why I did not complete that course and get that degree. Because if I would have went into the medical industry, well, in 2009 when I was awakened with the information that awakened me, I definitely would have been at a crossroads there. And if I wouldn't have taken that crossroads there in 2009, it would have been presented again to me in 2020. And I don't have to say what it would have been or, you know, anything about that. I would have had to have made major life choices. And it would have been very difficult because I would have been basically working in that industry all that time, you know. And it would have been very hard to let go of. But that isn't how it went, you know. So I'm kind of grateful for sometimes life not really going the way you think it should. But when you turn around and look back, it went exactly as it should. Right now, like I said, I'm not really making that good of money or anything. I'm barely paying my bills. I'm barely hanging on. And I want that to change. I want to make money not because I'm greedy or anything like that. I just want to make money so I can, like, enjoy life, you know? So, like, when I get a vacation from my job, I have money so I can go away and do something with friends. Or by myself. Or, take myself out to eat on occasion, you know? Or, I don't know, just do whatever I want to do that takes money to do it. Even if it's just like going to an event. I mean, sometimes Oklahoma City has some really cool events or concerts. Things like that. But I don't have the money to do it, you know? And I bust my butt to do it too. I bust my butt to pay what I pay. You know, I roughly bring home about $1,200 a month. I'd be in a better situation financially if I was bringing in more $2,000 to $2,500 a month. So, If any of my subs knows anybody in Oklahoma City, Norman area, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, get in touch with me. Let me know about job opportunities. I'm looking to get in the cannabis industry also. So if anybody has any connections out there that could possibly help me out, I would appreciate it tremendously. I'm always open to hear any kind of suggestions, you know? I'm a hard worker, I'm honest, I'm dependable. I will say that I am sort of probably physically limited now, more so than I'm being older than I used to be when I was younger, in my 20s or 30s. But that doesn't mean that I'm still not willing to do work. And most of my jobs, most of my life have always entailed me standing on my feet, being a cashier. I've done office type work before in my past, but I would really prefer probably a sit down job, or a job that might be 50-50, sit down and being up on your feet, you know? I'm a very organized person. I have phone etiquette, phone skills, computer skills. I do know how to use certain types of programs and stuff on the computer, but I'm not as versed in it. But if I'm trained and taught properly and allowed to be hands-on with it, I'll pick it up in no time. Because I'm definitely a hands-on kind of person. I'd rather try it and do it myself and make mistakes until I get it right, versus just standing there watching somebody else do the job, them telling me what to do. I've got to actually have my hands on to learn it, you know, for me to actually completely grasp the whole tasks involved in the job. So anyway, I guess that conversation with my friend did inspire me to make this video, and I'm just going to leave it up to the universe to open doors. If this is meant for me to have doors open via this way, then hey, I'm all for it. If people want to help me out, if they're a little bit more blessed and want to send a sister some funds, that's cool too. I got a Cash App. It's in my About Me section on my main page. It's Cash App Brown Eyed Girl 69 star, or the $ before the Brown Eyed Girl 69. So as always, would be appreciative and grateful if anybody wants to help me out. But I'll leave that up to the universe as well, you know, because I have seen harder times. I've seen times where I had no money in my pocket at all, but I had my best friend by my side to keep going. And we might not have had a lot, but we had something that money didn't buy and can't buy. We had our love. And I was willing to sit by his side no matter where we were. Come what may, you know, until death did us part. And that's exactly what's happened. So, I've seen both sides, you know. I've had money. And I've squandered it away before. And then I've had no money. And had doors open for me, so I could climb back up out of the hole again and try to go on as much as I can, you know. But yeah, I'm always looking for a new opportunity to better myself. And I'm always willing to learn new skills, new trades, new whatevers. I just need that opportunity. Anyways, you people have a great day. Much love to all you folks that sub and take the time to listen to my ramblings. I don't know what I'm going to title this one yet, but I'll think about it in between in the meantime. But y'all have a great day, and I got to get back to the grind tomorrow, Friday afternoon, and work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I would like to eventually get a job where I could probably perhaps work a Monday through Friday kind of gig, but we'll see how it goes. I'll try to keep you all updated on any opportunities that are presented to me or that I decide to try to bring upon myself. So, peace, love, hugs, smiles, nugs, all that good stuff. I love you all. Y'all have a blessed day. Until the next time, I'm out.